last chart for today. I really have to go. I just was thinking Apple because I was looking at it earlier. Same point, month, week, day on the monthly. It broke through the 21 EMA and the Bollinger Band, as you can see, and it quickly bounced back with everything else. And so this area that it pierced was the 175. I was anticipating this bar holding, and it did. It got down close to the bottom of it, which was around 169 last month, excuse me, and we had that strong wick. I wanted to show the difference, specifically very strong wick like I spoke about on the SPX. And this month, what happened is Apple did not close above the top of its very strong wick bar. It actually opened below the bottom of it and closed down below it. And it currently bounced right here on that EMA. And I just wanted to showcase that on the monthly. As you can see, there was a breakdown here on the RSI signal line. We're currently right here holding 50 though. So we're going to call that hopeful. And I've been seeing a lot where people are talking about the tariffs very much so impact Apple, if not the most. One of the companies that are impacted greatly. Anyway, excuse me. And we can see on the MACD, the signal line has crossed down, but we are still above the zero line. So while it's kind of tilted down, slightly bearish, but let's talk about a couple other things. So this is my monthly view. The candle technically closed bearish because we closed beneath the close of the previous candle. I want to say, however, but that's the truth, okay? And the fact is, we're currently holding on what looks like a flat 21 EMA. Some technical thoughts, so let's keep moving through. There's this wick is higher, but that's what I want to say. Let's jump into the weekly. Excuse me. So on the weekly chart, very interesting. This is how I got the fact that we were chopping here. So this is looking, the MACD, as you can see, is below the zero line. It has not crossed up. So maybe we're waiting for that. And then here, we're actually below the 50, and we have the signal line hasn't crossed up also. So maybe Apple is leaning slightly bearish still. I was anticipating we would break out of this 200 area. We did not, but the week closed green. So just looking at those technicals a little bit, you have to be careful with Apple. What I love is that Apple closed slightly above 200. It made it up this week to a high of 203. So you could say above 203 you're in play, or you could again wait for that breakout or break and retest of that 208 level. Excuse me. This is an inside bar to the previous week. So we're kind of waiting. We're waiting. You could wait on levels for a breakout, like I said, but here we see there is a squeeze, and that's why I put that here. We are below the 21 EMA. 215, 216 is kind of where that is. So it is technically bearish, okay? I just see that it's building up a bit like what I talked about in Tesla, so forth, that we had this low, and then all of this is consolidation at a higher low. So if it does not break out and hold below the bottom of this squeeze, I'm just going to think positive and favorably. But if it does break below, so we can give it a number, 193, break below and close. Maybe you want to say 195, boom, right? But right now it's an inside bar, so we really want to be above 203, okay? Moving on. Let's hit the day. Same points. We can see, yeah, Apple is questionable still because on the day chart. So you see, I wanted to go through this very quickly, excuse me, because it's mixed. And people play a little different, but that's what I see. So today, interesting, like I said, the day chart, we did not close below yesterday's low of 199, so I like that. But we do have to be careful, and really we have to get, and we can see on a day chart here, there's that 205 area, this EMA, and we're below it. So technically that is bearish. Okay, so I'm done with my quick analysis on Apple. You see the squeeze. We're in a Bollinger Band, so we can continue to tighten up and squeeze here. You can wait for it, or you can decide how you want to play. I just want to say on the day chart, back here, very nice bar, when we, boom, when we, when we fell a bit after Trump's tariff things. And this area, this bar, really, you want to see Apple is bearish when it closes above 170. But again, if it breaks out of this and closes and doesn't get back in here, we could see these lows like 195, 193. Then you can think about it. Let me tell the story. But again, some would wait until you have the breakout here and then go for it. Okay. I'm done with my analysis. Have a wonderful weekend. And if we cross back up here on RSI on the day above 50, that's nice. Okay. And if we could just squeeze this signal line over the orange and get above zero line, that would be awesome also. Okay. Toodles.